through his journey. But above everything, you look at me and you're thinking, why is she looking behind? Well, there's some very beautiful piece that he has, drafted right here. And therefore, we get to understand what is so special about this piece that he has. I wish we could have it somewhere up so at least we can get to see it. But most importantly, I'm sure the camera people will be set to make sure that we get a hold of that to understand. I mean, the first thing that you get to see is a 1,000 note of Kenya, and therefore that should tell you hugely what it speaks about. Just trying to read deep into the piece of art is that this 1,000 bob has been used to, like, is it close or seal someone's mouth so that they would not be able to speak. In art, they say so much is always captured, emotions, feelings. You get to understand the thoughts of a person, and therefore we get to understand Jonewa's latest project. That is a pencil art that speaks hugely about, the question of money and how much it is powerful and also how much it can distract. So it's good to have you, Jonewa. Asante sana for creating time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Karibu.
Yeah, nashukuru sana. I think this is my second time kuku hapa hivi.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
The first time ulikuwa na nani?
The first time nilikuwa na Lea.
Ulikuwa na Lea Ngari. Oh, that's a while back. And I think I watched that show and I was like, this is beautiful. Had nothing to do with this, but the art, that you had, which you have not carried this morning, well, of course, hugely speaks of talent that we have in the country. Talent that really has not been appreciated, but all the same, we appreciate the kind of work that you are doing. Before we come to your latest project, let's just speak about you and how you get yourself into the world of pencil art.
Okay, first of all, I'm Jonewa. I'm a contemporary visual artist. My work majorly focuses from historic to social aspects.
Okay.
When you talk about historic aspects, we talk about African culture. Yes, because people do call me African artist, so I tend to focus on African culture more. Then when we talk about social aspects, things that happen back in the society. Yeah, I tend to reflect the things that happen back in the society socially. Yeah, things that affect people in the society, like mental illness. Yes, politics.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even before we get to that, which affects the people in society, let's briefly talk about the fact that you say you are keen on history, speaking history, the African culture.
Yes.
And I'd love to understand how deep you understand the African culture and how much that then relates to the people that you try to speak to through art. Because for the longest of time, or latest, we have heard that a majority of people, save of your age, really would not be interested or would not relate so much so with what it is that has happened in the past, unless they are studying history, unless they're in the world of politics, and so sometimes they find themselves back. So how does that then relate to the people when you go the African way, when you go the culture way, when you go the history way?
I think it's a vibe that has been growing with me ever since I was a kid. Okay, it's not that I studied history, but art tends to push me in that side because if you find myself, I always find myself like I just love culture. When I visit places, I'll tend to see how these people live, to interact with them, to see their culture, their way of life. I mean, and that's one of the part that I get my inspiration from. Yes, so art pushes me there. Yes.
But most importantly, you see, it could be about you and what it is that you want to do. But I would want to believe that in what you draft or you draw or you paint, you want to speak to the people.
Exactly.
Do you suppose then these pieces that you have set up that are hugely speaking about the African culture, hugely speaking about history, have communicated as you would wish for them to?
Exactly, they have communicated. First of all, I want to thank the media. The media is helping me a lot because it helps me to push my message to a bigger audience. Yeah, and mostly when I want to unveil a project, I tend to reach out for TVs, and they give me a chance, and I thank God for that. Yeah, so on my side, I do believe that my work reaches people outside there. Yes.
So when you speak about your work, is it just pencil and sketching, or what? It goes beyond that?
Okay, art is not just about drawing. It's more than drawing, because and that's why I'm here. you see some other artists might just draw and post it on social media, but I tend to push this project. There's a giveaway. There was a giveaway about Power of Money, which happened last week. We got 2 winners, and you see, when I draw something like this, it's helping people outside there in so many ways. Yeah, people have supported me, and this is a piece that I'm not going to sell it. I'm creating an awareness. So I want to give back to the society, because it's not all about money. Sometimes, yes, I get clients. Yeah, after Zari came, this period I got so many clients, and I thought I'll do something just to thank my people, to help in the society, and this is what I came up with.
And you know, forgive us for having not started with that. Congratulations on that. That was beautiful. You know, I personally, because I've been following Zari, I am a fan.
Yeah.
And you know, from that moment of the loss of the mom to this moment where, you know, this art speaks so much to her, it was breathtaking. You know, the goosebumps, the emotions, the feelings at that point, to die for. What got you thinking that this would be, you know, the ultimate art or piece of art that will melt her heart, and how did you manage to get to her?
Okay, first of all, okay, so we have so many artists in the country, and for me, I understand so well our art market and our art industry in this country, because yes, I started 2017. It was not long ago, but you see, right now, when you just these celebrities are used to be drawn, so you can't capture his or her attention just by drawing him or her, because so many artists have drawn them. So I thought, Zari, it will be possible if I draw something that will bring attention to her, because I knew many artists are going to draw her. Yeah, that's why I decided to come up with a portrait of her mother. Yes.
And so you went somewhere in the crowd and stood there and made sure that she saw the portrait, or what exactly? You worked with the organizers to get to her?
I used to do that. Back, because right now I'm trying to do my artwork professionally. So before, I used to talk with her manager, Gaston Anthony from South Africa. I wanted to reach Zari from long ago.
Okay.
Yes, so I used to talk to her manager. Then when they came, I got that opportunity. Yes.
And so what was the game-changing factor after you, like you say, you've gotten business and all that? Just how much of business, and I mean, how much of an opening was this moment for you? Okay,
I must say, Zari alone is a blessing, and this is going down to history as one of the best moments I ever had, because after I met her, I didn't know Zari was going to repost my work.
Oh yes, she did.
Yes, so all the things come to a surprise. So first of all, after I met her, I think Zari is the most. I think he has that
moment.
She has that humility, because I didn't expect after I gave her the portrait, she followed me without anyone saying to say thank you. Yes, and she gave me a lot of money.
She paid for it?
Yes. In short, she supported the art label, Jonewart. Jonewart is the first art label in Africa. She supported our label. Yes, and after that, I was trending from nowhere. I was trending because Zari is a boss lady, and yeah. Then after a few days, she posted me. I was surprised. Yes.
How much did you capitalize on that moment where she posted you? Because you see, in this era of social media, it is that one moment that you trend that determines whether then you grow as a brand or maybe you lose it. Do you suppose you capitalized on this so much so that it takes you to a better place than you were at?
It has really changed. It has really changed a lot because right now the orders I've been receiving, I haven't finished all of them.
Oh.
Yes, because we find in a day I can receive 5 orders. Yes, and every day they're still coming. Ever since I started trending, that's when clients started coming in.
So literally you're coming out of this place, unaenda kuchora.
I was drawing before I came here.
Oh, in the morning.
Yes.
Oh, that's no, umechelewa kidogo. No, it's
Exactly.
fine. It is allowed, and therefore, this you do alone, or there are instances where now you'll have to say that you have to incorporate many other artists that do the same thing with you, so that you can be able to beat the deadline, so that you can be able, to make sure that you get lots of clients coming in.
The thing with art, you find when you find a client, some clients just want your work.
They're specific to you.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you tend to give other people work, a client will not be happy. So he or she just want to see your work and your logo, your signature on
Yeah.
that artwork.
Do you think they appreciate art as it is, in terms of even how you get to monetize this, the monetary value and all that? Because I have heard artists here and they say that, most of the times, especially in Africa, there's not that, appreciation of art, and therefore a piece that could have otherwise been very expensive, you now end up, selling it at a very low price.
I think the problem is us artists. I don't blame the people. The people in Africa are the same as the people in Europe, the people in other continents.
Yeah.
So I think the way we are putting art outside there, it's what matters. I can't blame the people. We have people who are interested, but what are we showing them? If we continue every day, we are just drawing portrait of people, we are not impacting the society, people will not take us seriously, and that's what many artists are doing outside there. So if you come and try to do something unique, people are going to support you. In Kenya, we have a lot of people who support art, but the problem is us artists. What are we giving out? Yes, that's what matters. But I can say people are really supporting the art industry.
All right, you take a different approach, and even before I get to know whether this pays you or not,
Yes.
You take a different approach, apart from just setting up the portraits and the pieces of art to sell them out.
Yes.
You speak volumes about society. Just tell us something small about this project. I know there's the money, I know the torn clothes, I know the silencing with the money,
Yes.
and this is pretty common. I can almost guess what you're trying to paint as a message, but it speaks volumes, and in different quarters. Could you please articulate this for us?
Okay, this idea came to me after we are in a mood of elections, and the last election got me in Kawangware. I used to stay with my mom in Kawangware, and how politicians were using the youth is what really caught me, and I decided to come up with this because I saw another election is coming, and the youth the youth and the poor are going to be the victim.
Did you experience that firsthand?
Yes, I did experience that.
Okay.
Yes, we used to have a small shop in Kawangware at a place called Stage 2. So when this violence was there, I experienced that, the tear gas, because our shop was just close to the road. So yeah, we used to close the shop. The violence, when the violence was there, so this got me in this general election. I didn't want some youths to be used before they were being used. And as you can see this picture, this is a youth, this is a person, and you can see the cloth is torn.
Yeah.
So this is trying to portray someone who is living in the line of poverty.
Okay.
Yes, and you can see these hands. These hands are. On your left hand, you have a silver watch. This trying to portray the rich people.
Rich man.
So in this project, I tend to focus on politics.
Okay.
Yes, and first of all, allow me to mention this Uncle Jeff. He's one of my team member.
Okay.
Then the hands that were used, there's someone I came with. Is called Dennis Kelvin.
Okay.
Yes, so this is trying to portray people who are living in the line of poverty, and these are the rich. But for me, I tend to focus on politics. Yeah, you see, politicians use the youth in most election. Politicians use the youth. They pay them small money just to do their dirty things.
Right.
Yeah. So when a youth is given some money and he's living in the line of poverty, most youth in the slum, these are the victims. So he can do anything. Yes. Yeah.
Did you ever take the money when perhaps a politician got to you at some point?
I never took the money.
Just be honest. There's nothing wrong
I'm
with that.
being
I mean,
honest.
You're being honest.
I'm being
Why didn't
honest.
you? Why didn't you? When there was money and, perhaps you were living in that state of despair and you're thinking, well, if I get this 1,000 bob, it is unga for mama, it is, also mafuta and all that. And I mean, it's quite a lot of money. Why did you resist the temptation?
I think the way my parents raised me is so different, and my parents taught me to be satisfied with what I have.
Okay.
Yes, and that's what made me to resist or to stay away from that.
And so, when you look at this, how long has the project been on during this electioneering period?
Yes, this project first it took me 1.5 weeks to complete.
Okay.
Yes, and it's been on like for a month now.
For a month now.
Yes.
You have this on social media?
Yes,
You take
I have.
photos and post it on social media.
Exactly.
How much of an impact has it created so far in terms of dealing with this vice that we speak of?
Okay, I received a positive feedback. When you go to my Instagram, you can see whenever I post something that people like it, you will see people will comment. You'll get positive feedbacks. So from this post, you can go and see you'll get positive feedbacks. Yes, and I thank even some ideas I got from my fans. Yes, yeah.
Or do this, give us this piece and all that?
Yes, exactly. And after event, they told me so many ideas that I wasn't aware of concerning the power of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so after these television sessions,
Yeah.
after posting this on social media, how much more are you out there on campaigns to remind the youths on how dangerous money can be in terms of using them?
Yes.
Are you just perhaps just talking about this art and setting it somewhere and you say that, well, maybe this one I will not sell? Because you see, this is timely, and I mean it's going to be forever timely, because the question of money, unfortunately, with the kind of society that we live in, is likely to be there. So how much more are you trying to push for this so that the youth can understand how dangerous this is?
Okay, unfortunately we have 3 days remaining for general election, but even if I tend to focus on politics, this is power of money is a diverse thing. This happens even in our workplaces, in relationships. So I'm going to continue to create awareness using this art. I'm also going to create an event for just this artwork.
How soon is
Yes.
that?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
Yes.
All right, that is after the election.
Yes, after the election, of course. Yes.
And when you say there are 2 winners that have been part of this campaign,
Yes.
I want to call it a campaign. I will assume that it is a campaign.
Yes.
What was the mode of getting the winners?
Okay, first I posted this and I asked people to follow the rules. So the only thing they were supposed to be doing was to comment in some areas apart from politics, some areas where power of money is depicted. Yes, and my team helped me to select the 2 winners.
Okay.
They were selected using the random. Yes. Yeah.
All right. What other areas has the power of money been depicted according to the fans, the people who are speaking, and do they then give suggestions as to how, as a youth, as a people, as politicians, we can get ourselves off this hook, because it's a proper hook?
First of all, what I got from my fans, there's one of the winner who said that this power of money is depicted in our health institutions, whereby you see when you have money, you get to receive that quick service or
Yes.
quick response from the doctors. But when you don't have, you'll be kept sitting there for a long time. And another area is in events, which is a positive thing, where we get we have regular, we have VVIP and VIP. You see, the VIP tend to receive much, what can I say, much recognition compared to regular.
And privilege, yes.
Yes, just because of money. Yes.
Well, money runs the world.
Exactly.
It's one thing to articulate these matters. It's one thing to remind society that this is where we are.
Yes.
But it's very important, and another thing, to seek to find solutions. Do you think we are somewhere where, as society, we can, get to that level where we will cease being captives of, the powers and the shackles of money?
I think everything is possible, and this movement is not it's not something that you can wake up and make it possible. Yeah, of course we have so many ways which we can make people to be satisfied with what they have, and and youth cannot also be the victim of this. I will advise the youth to take these odd jobs, because if you have a job, you'll understand the concept of self-dependency. Yes, like people in the middle class, most people in the middle class understand the concept of self-dependency compared to those people who are in the line of poverty. Yes, because people in the line of poverty, they just see money is everything. Politicians are who hold their future. Yes. Yeah.
You've seen what Bobi Wine has been doing, and
yes.
through his style of art, he's articulated the ills of society. He's appreciated the African culture. He's appreciated history. He's called upon people to go for a revolution, just so we could bring that change. Are you not scared that this is the line that you would take and it would not rub well with the politicians? And you understand, when Mr. Politician comes for you, normally it is not a good thing. Are you not worried that this would get you into trouble?
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about this, because I haven't come here to fight with a politician or because I'm just stating what's there. Yes. So I don't think if a politician will have a problem with me stating something like this. Yes.
Okay. Well, this is more of a revolution. I hope you understand, but it's a good thing, and I think it speaks volumes of what is in society. Jonewa, before we get to close, what more do we need to know about this movement, and how far do we take it? Because like we said, it's something that will forever be timely based on the kind of society that we live in. And I mean, how do they get a hold of you as you close?
Okay, first of all, this Power of Money is a series. It's a continuation. So this is just the first one. I'm going to come up with a different series. I think on the table we have, me and my team, we have like 4 series, Power of Money. Before the end of the year, I think we'll have done more 2. Yes.
2 more.
Yeah, because we are targeting to finish Power of Money mid next year. Yes.
What will be the finishing factor? A solution?
Of course, the finishing factor is going to be a solution. Okay. And I'm sure it's going to create a huge impact in the society.
And we're looking forward to that. How do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so my Instagram handle is Jonewa with 2 underscores. You can also follow our art label. It's Jonewart with 1 underscore. Yes. All
right. Once again, all the best, and thank you so much for this good work. I guess it's time that I release you so you can also go and attend to the clients that are looking forward to get to enjoy the best of art. And like you rightfully put it, I think it's just how we bring it out that will determine where we are positioned. You could be having the best piece of art, but if you do not have it articulate matters in society, if you do not sell it to the right people, then I'm afraid you'll always be complaining that people do not appreciate what it is that you do. Jonewa, asante sana. Keep doing the good job.
I also thank you, and thank you for having me. And I do appreciate, continue supporting the youth the way you are supporting me.
Thank you. Okay. Looking forward to another session as we continue with this conversation of PESA, and especially on the question of politics and